Welcome to East Coast Radio.
Thanks very, very much.
Well, you're clearly a busy man, so thank you for taking time to chat to us. Now, I must tell you, I've just watched the movie. I went to a press screening the other day, and all I can say is, how awesome. Right from the word go, I was absolutely riveted. I was sitting at the edge of my seat and thinking, this is so phenomenal, and it has a South African stamp all over it. So what is it, Sharlto, about District 9 that appealed to you? When you got the script, what's the one thing that made you sit up and say, I'm in?
Well, firstly, I just have to say thanks very much. I'm glad you enjoyed the film because it's just amazing to see how people are responding. Mm-hmm. And my friend Neil, who directed it, had done a short film in 2005 that had this sci-fi in an African setting.
Yes.
And that always interested me, just what he was doing visually. You know, he had this amazing vision to do that, to combine those two elements. And I think for me there was so much that I loved about it. My character, this Vickers van der Merwe that I play, just the amazing character arc that he gets to go through. And obviously as a South African, just being able to do a Hollywood movie that is about as South African as you can make a film.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Sharlto, you make, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I'm going to be brutally honest, the most unlikely hero.
No, please do. And somebody in America we were doing the press tour there for the last 3.5 weeks and doing like 10 or 11 cities around America, and somebody said to me, you're an accidental actor that almost becomes a hero in this movie.
Well, I sat there and then you came on screen and I watched and I thought, okay, so where's the main macho hero? You know, when's he going to make an appearance?
When is Brad Pitt going to come onto the screen and woo everybody? Yeah.
How did it feel stepping into Vickers' shoes?
It was interesting because I'd never acted before in any professional capacity, and I wasn't pursuing acting as a career. What happened was I was producing a short film, another short for Neil as a test. I normally work behind the camera, and he said to me, well, why don't you just do this character, and I in the meantime sort of thing, and I improvised Vickers basically. And really what I found was that why Neil asked me to do that was I could always do voices and accents in my life.
Okay.
And so it was an amazing experience. It was a lot of fun. And I think one of the most interesting things about it was that this guy starts as this very conservative, almost imagine old South Africa bureaucrat, Afrikaans bureaucrat guy you'd find at the post office or at Telkom or at Eskom or something, you know, a company like that. And then goes through this incredible experience where he does, you know, turn into sort of a hero. It wasn't. It was amazingly natural. I felt very, very comfortable doing it. And I think this is what Neil knew about me, being a friend of mine for a long time. I guess he knew that I could do it. I probably wasn't as sure originally, but as soon as he asked me to, I knew, I can do characters, I can do voices, and I can improvise dialogue, and I improvise all my dialogue in the film.
So the movie's out in the US. It's raked in millions, $37 million, I believe, in the opening week.
Opening weekend, we're sitting at 47 as of like 2 days ago. So it's going crazy.
So there's talk of an Oscar. Critics are swinging from the trees, singing the praises. How do you feel about all this hype?
I'm very grateful, to be honest. I'm extremely grateful. It was a very humbling experience just to have the film be well received in America. It was such a different movie, and a guy speaking English with an Afrikaans accent, with all the full-on different cultures of South Africa's accents are kind of in the movie and represented. We knew it could go either way. It could really just be totally rejected and literally have Americans just go, I can't even understand what you're saying as your character. So but it was such fun to make, and it was such an incredibly fulfilling artistic and creative and personal experience. So the stuff that's happening on top of it feels just like this incredible extra bonus.
And picking up from that, I must admit it was absolutely refreshing to see a movie with SA actors and no fake American, pseudo-American accents. At any stage did you wonder, Sharlto, how the world was going to receive this sci-fi flick whose main character is, Paka Afrikaans?
I'm proud of actually being able to play an Afrikaans character with a redemptive quality for once. The Afrikaans characters in films, in local movies and in any international movies that have featured them, inevitably are the complete arch villain.
Yes.
And I was pleased to be able to sort of give that side of Afrikaners almost to the world. I just didn't know. You just couldn't tell what would happen. I tried. I mean, I played my character with as much kind of heart and genuineness as I could. That even when he's doing stuff in the beginning that you would look at once you have a certain level of awareness, you can look at it and say, oh, but this is disgusting. Why would you do this? Or this is, a wrong action. But he doesn't know that. He's naively going along, not questioning authority, not questioning what he's doing, not understanding what his company is actually doing to these creatures. So I think that's ultimately what people have responded to. And interestingly enough, as I started doing the press tour, I realized people were comparing the bureaucratic part of my character to bureaucrats in America. So you get common values. I mean, this guy's particularly got little unique spins because he's got that Afrikaans bureaucrat element. But it seems like you do get kind of bureaucrats all over the world. So they're just responding to it. And then obviously what he goes through, the real humanity in the guy comes out. And people, even, it's a top movie in Russia over the weekend as well.
Yeah.
People around the world have common values. I mean, I guess that's what the film is really touching on at a deeper metaphorical level anyway.